Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here live in a wonderful, beautiful state with three wonderful people, soon to be four. We have Mark, one of the greatest web developers in all of the East Coast. We have Brian, one of the best podcast producers that mankind could have ever predicted. And you have myself. I'm a curator, a creator, and all the things that start with C's, just not a cunt. And soon to be Lauren. Lauren will be joining us. She is a Midwestern gal. She's got the style, she's got the flair, she's got everything you want to see and hear in her opinion. So we start tonight's podcast with the topic of what, Brian?
Well, I think we're going to start off with Game of Thrones. Did you
Give me
guys
a break.
watch the series finale?
Duh. You can't be a fan if you didn't.
I did, yes, certainly.
Yeah.
To me, and this is just my humble opinion. I feel like the series finale was 3 episodes. It wasn't just Sunday night. I feel like the series finale was a buildup of multiple episodes, and if that's what the directors were trying to capture, then they did a great job with that. They didn't necessarily focus on just one day. They kind of built up to the unexpected, and we kind of assumed that, right?
That could be interpreted that way. I think, well, first off, it was Tyrion going to make sure that his brother and his sister were dead. Although it looked like, and maybe this was just me, that when Cersei and Jaime were down there, it looked like the whole building was coming down. But apparently, if they stood 30 feet to the right, they would have been fine.
Yeah.
That was my take on that part.
They were too busy making out.
Well, I think they were consoling each other.
Consoling each other with their tongues.
And then Jon sees Grey Worm on the street killing Lannister soldiers.
Right.
And there was a confrontation there.
Stop! Stop now! Right? He said, stop now! And then what did he say? I follow my queen.
I gotta shut my door 1 second.
You're good, Mark. Follow my queen. And you know what? It's like, at the end of the day, we all want to follow the leaders. We all want to follow the king or the queen of the tribe. And we want to do exactly what they want and do what they say. But I feel like at the very, what's right is right, and they were not doing what's right. And that kind of built up to the unexpectation of Jon stabbing Daenerys. I was not expecting that. That blew my mind. Blew it. Ba-boom! Bow! Couldn't deal with it. I was like, oh, he did that. Wow. I didn't see it happening. And then the dragon blowing flames on the chair. I just bleeped myself. I don't know if you just heard me. But he blew the chair to oblivion and then carried her body away. So what's next? What's next?
I don't know. With this episode, I think they handled it okay. Of all the episodes in season 8, I had the least complaints about it.
I agree. There's a lot of dead noise, though. A lot of dead noise, Mark.
I know. It was. And I did in the beginning, I don't know, like I said, I think they handled it well. There was a little too much comic relief, I think. I didn't like Bronn, but I didn't like that he was the master of coin and that it was
Well, considering in season 1 or 2, he's like, what's interest? What's a loan? What's all this stuff? And
yeah.
And he just wants to fund brothels.
I know, I'm jumping to the end of the episode, but
I know.
It was overall, the show ended the way I expected. I don't know, I can't help but wonder if they changed some things at the end. Like I don't know if John has a bigger role at the end other than killing Daenerys. Like if they just were like, oh, we're going to change this because we don't want to do the expected, because they've said that before.
Right.
And now I wonder what plot points they've ruined and left all these stupid loose ends everywhere for the sake of making it because they didn't want somebody online to be right. I don't know. So
Yeah, I think I have a few problems with like continuity issues, such as in episode 3 when we watched the Dothrakis run into the wall of whites, and in the after the episode they said, and that's essentially the end of the Dothraki. But then we go to Daenerys on top of the stairs, which is quite possibly cinematically one of the most badass shots when she's got Drogon's wings behind her and she's walking towards the stairs. That gave me like a little bit of chills. That was like beautiful, badass, amazing. But then you go there and she's got like so many Unsullied, and the whole back is filled with Dothraki. When 2 episodes ago I thought they were done, essentially all done. Maybe a few stragglers, but so I had a little bit of continuity issues with that, and especially Grey Worm. So he was in the streets killing people, and then John's walking to go see
I knew exactly what you were
Daenerys,
gonna
and then
say.
he beats her there. Like, does he know King's Landing
I just
shortcuts? I don't know.
I
If he
imagine him like
sprinted,
off screen, just like running by, like
right? Just
Can I
they
get
didn't
a
show that part.
definition of continuity?
Yeah, it's
uh.
Go, you want to take it, Mark?
No, you can.
Yeah, it's just like
Go.
keeping things consistent, like keeping it like, I guess consistent would probably be the best word I could think of.
Hi, Lauren.
Hey,
What's going on? Welcome.
Lauren, welcome to the.
I just kind
The
of
Sibs
showed
Cast.
up.
Yeah.
You're amazing. So, how was your day today?
Well, we're talking Game of Thrones. We'll get to that in a minute. Not to cut
Yeah,
you
just
off.
just pretend like I'm not here. We can get to me in a minute.
I just wanted to say hello. That's all.
Yeah, it's very nice of you.
Hey.
So I know we're jumping around a bit. So then Tyrion is locked up, and he gets out, obviously because Jon did that to Daenerys. And
That's a
then
cool sounding dog.
he gets out, and then he essentially gets to, even though they said he can't talk, gets to talk, and essentially chooses the next king. And Sansa throwing out the tea. That's what the kids say these days. They're splashing the tea everywhere. When she's essentially like, oh yeah, his dick does not work, so he can't have kids. She said that, so.
That's right. Yeah. And speaking of that part, I forget. I was reading something, or somebody was mentioning it, and they were saying like with the part about I can't remember you because the Grey Worm part just threw me off. What were
Hey,
you
Mark.
talking- What was that? Sorry.
Have you ever tried to put a marshmallow in a coin slot?
No.
That's
but-
Tyrion Lannister.
Oh, it's Tyrion Lannister talking. That's what. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, that just totally reminded me of what I was talking about. Oddly enough. So with Tyrion Lannister being able to talk, or Jon, like, so they capture Jon, right? And so Grey Worm then sends out ravens. It's like, hey, we got this guy here. He killed my queen. I don't know what we're gonna do. You guys got to come down here, assemble, and we got to talk about this. Figure it out. Like, what happened? Like, why do you think they would just kill Jon, especially since Grey Worm's like a frigging
Right.
killing machine?
Yeah,
like 10
and-
minutes before.
And with the Dothraki in their culture, you choose blood riders, and then if a call dies, blood riders are supposed to avenge them and then kill themselves. So I guess when Jon was just walking through the streets at the end with the boats past all the Dothraki, they're like, well, we just forget about all our cultures and history. No big deal, Jon. You just go to the north,
Yeah.
hang out with your BFF.
They're just
Tormund.
gonna throw everything
He's
else
amazing.
out. Jon can just go hang out in the Winterfell anyway. He doesn't even have to go outside the wall. They're not gonna know.
Yeah, and it's tough too, because obviously there's book readers. You're one of them, so you can chirp in on this. Noth, which is where Grey Worm said he was going to sail, is inhabited by poisonous butterflies, where the people who live on Noth are immune to it, but anybody who doesn't, or like any outsiders, doesn't have any immunity to it, and could potentially die. I read that online. I'm not a book reader.
I don't remember that, but it might be one of the side lores because there's a lot of books like other than just the
George R. R.
main
Martin's.
books. Well, he wrote a lot of them, but there's actually like a series called Duncan and Egg, which is like I think it's a comic book. I had it on audiobook, so I don't have the original, but uh, yeah, there's a lot of different stories and stuff. And
Well,
then the compendium, which has even more stuff that isn't in the books
Ooh,
either.
I'm
Show us
really
the
not
compendium.
following any of this.
show us the compendium.
The compendium. It's just a. I
Woo!
can't see the whole thing. There you go. I hit my mic.
It's so big.
It is big.
Um,
It's thick.
She never said that.
so, all right, your opinions. Bran as king. What do you guys think?
Like
I
in the books, I think it's gonna be John. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I hope so. I'd be okay with that.
I think that's the part they changed just to be like, we're gonna change it just for the sake of
Subvert
changing
expectations.
it. Yeah.
I don't know if you recall me in the last episode, Brian, but I said don't count Bran out.
Yeah, I thought your team Sansa, which I agreed with. I thought that was going to happen. Also,
Kinda did.
a continuity issue. Yara from the Iron Islands was already
For those who don't know what continuity means, it means consistent.
consistency. Yara from the Iron Islands was already given her independence, but apparently she forgot about that and wants to be part of the Six Kingdoms plus the Free North now. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Technically.
yeah, so I thought that was weird. Also mentioned, Dorne only became part of the Seven Kingdoms because they married into it. Before that, they were an independent state. So I guess new King of Dorne's okay with being part of the Six Kingdoms as well. I don't know. If you dive too deep, you know,
I'm
you
really
can
bored.
easily
Really bored.
pick it
You're
apart.
right. They did marry the Martells, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, lots of things. I mean, if you enjoyed the show for what it was, I think the last season was rushed. There were still some really cinematically beautiful parts, but I think the story puttered out for me. Back when they were using George R. R. Martin's source material, I thought it was wonderful. Such
You
a
know what I'm
phenomenal
pissed
show.
about?
What?
I'd like Mark to show some illustrations of what it looks like in the books. Mark, can you show us what the throne looks like? The game of it. Okay, so my thing is,
Right.
it's called Game of Thrones, pluralized, plural. That means more than one. Yeah, am I wrong?
No, there's one at Dragonstone, I guess. That doesn't really count, I guess. They still
But-
have that one though.
But from the adolescent mind who doesn't read the book, look at that. That is beautiful.
Mark, you have to talk so we can. Oh no, I could just do it.
What?
You're
That-
hold it up again,
Oh, sorry.
because you have to talk so it goes on your.
Boobity-bop.
I got you.
Brian,
Boop-a-boop. There you
I
go.
took care of it.
bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
Yeah.
So that is the throne, and that is nothing like what they showed on the TV show. Nothing. And I'm just gonna go to say that they had some budget cuts. I feel like HBO is trying to cut some corners here, folks.
I think they were making a joke about it in that episode too, which she's like 1,000 swords. I never knew what it would look like when I was a little girl. It's like obviously not 1,000 swords.
No, it was only like 150.
Right? Yeah, maybe
Are you-
at best.
Are you kidding me? Ay, ay, ay. And Arya, and she's going as far west as the map goes. I mean, she's like your modern day pilgrim. She's just going to fucking wreck some shit. You know what really bothered me about what happened was Arya never changed faces.
No,
She
yeah,
never
she
did.
never did it after. You're right. Yeah,
And I really wish that she pulled that card.
I know. Yeah,
And
they never used it.
well,
It's
if
like-
you were to, if there was a spot in the episodes that she didn't,
Oh,
where would you have done it if you were
she did it
her?
with Walder Frey, I guess. That's the only time.
Yeah, that was the last time.
Yeah,
I mean,
And
it
that
really
wasn't
cool,
that
but-
was like way long ago.
yeah, it's true. And speaking of her journey, they could have just made her go to Old Valyria because that's where like Euron went, and that's when he comes back. He's got like all this cool shit, which they didn't put in the books. he like disappears for like a really long time, and everybody thinks he's dead, and then he rolls out with like wizards and like a bunch of magical objects, and he's like,
Euron
"What up?"
Greyjoy?
Yeah,
Oh, that would have been
Wow.
way cooler.
yeah. There's also like another brother, Victorian, who is like more of like a brutish kind of guy,
Whoa.
who was cool, and they didn't put him in. The Greyjoys and the Dornish got shafted in the show. They didn't get any like cool. Well, they got some cool parts, but a lot of the cool stuff got written out.
Yeah. I think after reading about Lady Stoneheart, I think that getting cut. I think that
Oh
would have
yeah,
been
yeah.
really, really, really cool.
Although they would have had to get rid of what's his face? I can't even think of his name. The guy who comes
Wait,
back
who's
like 18
Lady
times.
Stoner?
Lady Stoneheart. I don't want to ruin
Oh,
plot points.
Stoneheart. I thought you said Stoner. I was like,
Yeah,
that's my kind of gal.
I'd be worried about ruining plot points for anybody who wants to ruin the book.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
read the book.
So sure. This is lots of spoilers. All right, so we have a
Yeah.
question from one of our viewers.
Okay.
Hey guys, just wondering who you think had the best character story over the whole 8 seasons, and who got shafted the most. I love Davos' storyline. He was a poor pirate guy who couldn't read, and now at the end he is correcting others' grammars at a table at the King's Council. I think it's a toss-up between Dany and Jon for who got done dirtiest, but I'd go with Dany got shafted. Tyrion explained the best when they said that they all cheered for her for burning and killing, but only when they thought it was in good taste. Then bam, sorry Mad Queen, you're dead. Bum deal, Dany. All right, so
I don't feel bad for Dany at all. I think that she got what she deserved, man. She was a harsh bitch. She was told when the bell rings, you cut the shit, and she kept going, man. Fuck that.
Yeah, I think they just did a poor job. Like Dany was always meant to go that way. It's just they did a bad job of explaining it. But like in the show, like they said, she was pretty much doing that all along. It's just the people she was doing it to before, nobody gave a shit. Like she was burning the masters. She did like she killed a bunch of people before, but nobody cared because they were all bad people.
I think the
Or
best
definitely bad
storyline.
people, but
I think the best storyline in the show was Tyrion Lannister. I think
yeah.
he came out an overall winner.
Tyrion's one of my favorite characters. I like Jaime's storyline a lot too, and he got shafted.
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
Tyrion
so
had
hard.
a wonderful storyline, but he got like really dumb the past couple seasons. Like
Yeah, he was
he
just
wasn't as
like
witty.
he was addicted to what the dick did. You know what I mean? And that was his goddamn sister. Like what
Well,
the
like
fuck?
Peter Dinklage said in an interview, he's like they put them in the crypt and they're coming back to life. The guy who is coming can bring them back to life, and they put them in the crypt. He's like Tyrion's smart, but I guess he's not that smart. Like obviously he knew it was a stupid thing, but he couldn't do anything about it.
Right.
It's just the way it was
they-
written.
They wrote it in that way.
Yeah.
And then another.
Speaking of which, has anybody here ever written anything down like a, like a story or any kind of book or anything like that?
I've written a screenplay.
How'd that go?
Pretty good. I think it's amazing.
Well, tell us about it.
It's called Queen of the Dorks. It's about five friends.
Sorry.
Junior
I had
year
to
in high
laugh.
school. 4 of them are boys, one's a girl. She goes away for summer camp. She comes back super hot, obviously. So it's like She's All That meets like Revenge of the Nerds. And then
What?
she
You're a genius.
falls in love.
You're like
with-
on the level of Tool, the
Yeah,
band.
I'm a tool. Thank you for that.
The mathematical fucking wizards.
And then you can watch the movie when it comes out. It's not ever getting made, but it's still amazing.
Well, we got to find a director. So if anybody out there in Sudan or in Iraq or in Ireland wants to produce my brother's screenplay, we are happy to take you on, and we want to do this. So let's get it done, right, Brian?
Yeah. So we have a new co-host who is a
Lauren.
little late today thanks to tornadoes.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
sorry.
Don't be
This is-
sorry.
This is
I was
Lauren.
locked in a freezer. Yeah, no, I got locked in a freezer because there was like a tornado that touched down like semi-close to where I was working. Yep.
Whoa. So did you actually see it on your way home?
No, but otherwise they wouldn't have let me out of the freezer if it was still out.
Okay. So have you ever had any one-on-one interactions with the tornado?
No, I mean I've been in Kansas my whole life, and I've never ever seen a tornado ever.
Have you ever had to
Yes.
tie your belt to a pipe
Whoa.
because you were so afraid that you were
No,
gonna get sucked? Oh,
no,
that's like
no.
that's my go-to move in a tornado. Tie my belt to a pipe.
What if you
Yeah.
don't have a belt?
That's
Then
What
you
if
use
you're
your
like-
dick.
no, then I'm
What if
out.
you go
Then
back
I'm out.
from the
That's
gym
it.
and you got like those
I'm just
like
laying
Bro,
basketball
I'm going
shorts on?
fucking Dumbo on that shit, and I'm
Nope,
tying my
sweet.
dick to the closest thing I see. Do your
That's
ears hang
terrible
low?
idea.
Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw it over your shoulder like an elephant soldier? Do your ears hang low? Who doesn't know that one? I mean, that's a classic song.
And
Put
you're
this
going
book
to
down.
graduate school for art studies.
Yep, sure am.
Any specific genre
Just-
of art or?
Painting. I just like to paint. I enjoy paints. It's not super exciting.
Lauren, here's the deal, okay? We're live right now, so what I'd really, really like you to do is open your heart. You know, what I want to hear is like, what do you truly like to express yourself to be? What do you want to be? What is your Goodwill Hunting role? What are you meant to do?
I paint a lot of cigarettes and hands. I really enjoy that, and trash.
Do you like big hands or small
Hands are
hands?
difficult.
I like all hands. I have this guy friend who let me photograph him, and he has like chubby little sausage hands. And yeah, those I think are my favorite ones.
So you're like unique hands. Like, the more
Yeah,
unique,
he
the
just has
better.
like the fattest sausage hands, and I've painted them like 4 times, so I could probably do it from memory now. But like, I don't know.
Holy shit!
You ever like ride on the
Yeah.
bus or anything and like just stare at people's hands?
Oh my god,
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
one of my notebooks from class, I have so many drawings of the back of people's heads. Like none of these people have any idea that I have drawings of them, but
So, what's
Got a
your
fucking
favorite
notebook.
finger? What is your favorite finger?
I really like the thumb. The thumb is like a good finger, you know, like
Is
stands
it?
alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to draw one finger. There it is.
How you doing? It's there. It's rocking.
Right here. Right
It's-
there.
It's it's pretty. Oh my gosh, the thumb. All right, so moving on. Now, if I had anything to ask everyone, it would be this: if you had a favorite color Sharpie, a Sharpie that you would have on you all the time, what color would it be?
Hunter
Probably just
green.
pink.
We got
Good
pink,
one.
we got green. Mark,
Hunter green.
Yeah, I
important.
like Hunter Green, but I mean,
Specifically green.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever owned a Sharpie other than like the traditional permanent marker black color.
me neither. I'm
The
going with
color?
black. I'm going with the OG black.
Yeah.
OG
Yeah.
black Sharpie. How you doing?
Other
And
than that, like I've owned other markers, but nothing permanent.
permanent as a
Yeah.
Sharpie. That's
Yeah.
pretty serious stuff. And now, a highlighter, though. If you were to have a highlighter, what color highlighter would you have?
Again, I'm vanilla as fuck.
Lime
Just going
green.
Yellow.
You're going to go with the OG?
I probably have one somewhere here.
You're
yeah.
vanilla? You
I'm
just
vanilla,
said you're
yeah.
vanilla.
Although I got the gel one. It's not like, the traditional one, it's a gel. So,
It's like a
You have a-
fancy vanilla.
Oh my gosh, that's like not even fancy. That's like a Kanye vanilla. Oh my.
That's like out of my pay vanilla.
it was a 2-pack and it was on sale, so it was definitely in my
Thank
favorite
you,
at that time.
Staples.
Yeah.
Walmart is completely out of the picture. Their rollback prices. They just don't even exist anymore. Have you guys gone to Walmart lately?
No, not recently.
Yeah.
Okay, so hypothetically, if you're to go to Walmart and you're looking for that rollback price, but honestly, their prices are in comparison to the local supermarkets and the local grocery stores and everything else. I mean, they don't really offer you the rollback price anymore. And
Have you
I
ever been to the
no.
clearance aisle?
yeah,
Have
they
you ever
have
been to like a
You're
clearance?
right,
Oh!
yeah.
the clearance aisle
Yeah.
nowadays. Do you know what the clearance aisle has? Big yellow smiley face balloons that are hanging like 12 feet above the aisle that says, "You need to shop here because we need to get rid of this stuff." Yeah.
That's not my or my Walmart. My Walmart has like crooked signs that are like sort of coming off like the epitome of like clearance section.
Even the
So meth
signs are
head
on
Walmart
clearance.
employees?
What?
Meth head Walmart employees?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yep.
need that. I need that. See, we have actually clear-minded single mom Walmarts around here in our state, and
No, we
they're
got
all
some
very
good tweakers.
particular. Oh, damn! We need the tweakers.
It
Walmart
keeps it
needs the
interesting.
tweakers. Exactly. I couldn't agree with you anymore. And do you remember that giant ball thing that just like that's 12 foot high and the balls there's what is it? The thing that the elastic bands that you separate, pull the ball out and you can shoot it up top.
Oh, mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? That okay. So
Yeah.
nowadays they don't do that.
They have one at a grocery store here that's not a Walmart.
I think
Now-
they have one at the Walmart here because last time I was there, I saw
Yeah.
a kid struggling to put one back in the bin, and it was hilarious.
Are you kidding?
You gotta get
No,
video of
I'm
that.
not
Mark.
kidding.
That's YouTube
I-
gold.
Oh,
I wanted to
I
help.
need that in
but
my life.
It was yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so today at work, there's like a tornado or whatever. Okay, so there's like
Just a thing.
sliding doors, and the fucking manager is trying to like lock them so no one can get in. And she's this awful little troll woman. She wears orthopedic shoes that look like those fucking shape ups, and she's
I
over here
exactly
like
have an
flipping her.
image.
Yeah, no, she's like flipping around trying to get it shut, and another manager goes over to help her, and I was just like, let her struggle, and she just chuckled, and we all just like walked away.
Oh no, you're bad. You are bad.
She's a fucking bitch.
You're a redhead bad.
So-
Are you a redhead?
I am.
Damn. Look
Can
at
you
that.
see
Look
it?
at that. Look at that ginger. Look at that
Mm.
ginge. She's a Kansas City ginge, folks. Can't get any better than that. But moving on. Okay. So Walmart to what? What are we moving on to? If you were to talk about anything right now, I'd like to talk about Starbucks.
It's a. I.
No. Here's my
A
opinion on
couple weeks ago,
Starbucks.
that would have made sense coming off Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it kind of happened, and she wanted a chai tea latte, and she never got it. But whatever. So Dunkin' Donuts costs more than Starbucks nowadays
It does?
for my drink. Yeah, for my drink,
Oh,
it cost me
yeah.
$6.50 to get my drink, and it's not
Damn.
as good as when I get it from Starbucks. Look, I like cold brew. I like a large cold brew with 4 shots. Large cold brew, 4 shots of espresso. Call it a day. I'll be good.
And at
Dunkin',
night-
it costs $8.
Damn.
$8. The cold brew tastes like cat piss. The espresso has no froth. There's no froth. There's no boldness to it. There's no buildup. Okay? When did you see it coming that Dunkin' is charging more than Starbucks and they're not even meeting the criteria? And people are going and the lines are out the ass. They want their French vanilla extra extras. People want it. They're devoted to it where we're at, They love it.
I go for like the $2 coffees. I don't ever get anything fancy there. But I've never seen them beating the quality. I never expected them to. The prices, I certainly didn't expect them to. But
The prices for Dunkin' are surpassed Starbucks now, Mark.
it's crazy.
The quality is 20% to 90%.
I can't tell you the last time I've been to a Dunkin'.
Yeah, but you know
I
what?
was there
Dunkin'
today.
Donuts is Dunkin' Donuts is good for some time. It's like, I kind of just really want to drive through and just smoke my pipe, whatever. I'm good. Just hang out, fucking give her $3. Now it's not $3. Now it's $8. The $3 jumped to $8 in 5 years.
Damn.
They
I
must have
didn't
started
words
charging
for that.
for that because they realized it would make more money or something.
Dude, it's fucked up. Brian, where are you? Echo, are you here?
I'm not a big coffee drinker. I've been getting the
Yeah.
frozen hot chocolate banana split.
Oh, good
Whoa.
choice. Good
'Cause,
choice.
That sounds like the weed I'm smoking.
I'm like a child when I go to Dunkin' Donuts. So, don't have a super opinion on that.
I get the chai or whatever when I'm feeling like a child.
Yeah, well, it's
Either
good.
that or the culotta. They
Yeah,
don't call it that anymore.
You're a chai tea latte guy, Mark.
but it's
Sometimes.
delicious.
All right.
I haven't had one in
Um,
a while.
has
Not
anybody
in a long
cooked
time.
anything lately? What was the last
Oh,
thing you cooked?
we had a question from the audience
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
about Kansas City barbecue
What?
and
Naturally.
Burnt ends.
burnt ends. And
No way.
yeah, so
I love burnt ends.
I don't know if anybody in the panel had any opinions about that.
I'll be happy to talk about my opinion on burnt ends, even though I've never truly experienced the Kansas City burnt ends, but I'll tell you what I know about them.
All right.
Lauren?
I don't know much about it. I have a friend who's super into it.
Okay, so essentially what happens is you have a brisket. The brisket is the chest plate of the cow. It's the chest, okay? And now when you cook the chest, there's different muscles. There's the lower muscle and the upper muscle. The upper muscle is the tit, and the lower muscle is the abdomen. It's part of the abdomen. And when you slow smoke it, the tit of the cow actually caramelizes itself and crisps up, and it becomes like this beautiful, bountiful, juicy, moist deliciousness. Burnt ends are a Kansas City tradition because nobody else thought to serve them. Nobody else wanted to serve them. A Texas barbecueman would only serve the lower plate of the brisket, but a true Kansas City barbecueman would serve the whole thing. And it's all about the upper plate. The upper plate takes probably about another 3 or 4 hours to cook. But if you could imagine this charcoal grilled, beautiful, succulent, outside, inside, charcoal, moist tenderloin. It's almost in comparison to the tenderloin when it's cooked for so long over that low heat and just cared with delicate, tender touch. It's the burnt ends are essential. They are so wonderful, and they are a treat. And they started happening actually in the early 1940s when somebody walked up to their local smoker and they asked, "May I please have that piece that you just threw away?" They said that. They
Sounds like
watched.
something I would do.
Well, they said, "May I please have that piece that you just threw away?" And he said, "Well, why do you want this?" And he goes, "Well, because it looks delicious. And I really don't mind the fact that it might be a little tough and it might be a little juicy and it might be a little succulent." And the guy was like, "Okay." And he served it to him. And that's
Out of the trash?
no. Like there was more. He cut off another piece off what he was
Okay.
cutting about to throw away. But because they're connected, they're like, here's the bottom piece, here's the first tier, here's the second tier. The burnt ends are on the top. They carve the burnt ends off and throw them away. And he said, "No, I want it." And he tried it and he was like, "This is absolutely the best thing that I've ever tasted in my life. In my life." And the guy was like, "Really?" So that guy got free burnt ends for the rest of his days, and everybody else got charged for it.
Hey.
And
Sounds like a good deal.
that's how burnt ends happened. But so if you think of a brisket, if you think of muscle layers, if you think of a bottom layer and a top layer, the bottom layer it's almost like a strip steak. So have you ever had a strip, like a good
Yeah.
strip steak? Yeah. So just kind of moist, succulent, tender. It's average. A strip steak is average, right? It's just kind of like, it's a steak. It's good. It's medium rare. I can cut it good. The chew's all right. But the burnt ends, as soon as you carve those off and you cook them for like an extra 2 hours, 3 hours, and it has that charcoal layer and you bite into them. Have you ever had what's that? What are the ice cream little balls? The ice cream balls?
Well, like you get it like the Six Flags or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Dippin' Dots?
Oh
No,
my
this is
god.
something else.
This is the Dippin' Dots of
Okay, that's what you
steak.
were thinking of. All right, good.
This is it. Just as soon as you put it in your mouth, Mark, it melts. Like it's literally, it goes to the outside, it goes up, and it travels to your brain, and your brain's confused for a little bit. It's like, wait a second, this is actually happening? Yeah, burnt ends are the Dippin' Dots of steak.
Let's try it out. I've never had them.
Well,
I've heard of them before, but
maybe I should have a little barbecue at the house and serve up some burnt ends
it
and
sounds
invite you
good.
over.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
What do you guys think about next Thursday, Friday? Are you guys free Thursday, Friday night?
Talk about it after. Yeah, it should be good.
Okay,
But I'll
perfect.
check my schedule. I'll let you know after.
Yeah, you're a schedule guy. Puff your chest out a little bit, Mark. Come on. Let's see what it's like to be a schedule guy. Yeah. All right. Let me check my
That was pretty
schedule.
So, Mark, it's been a few weeks since we had you on the show. Talked a little bit about your job and everything. Just want to do a quick check-in. How's everything going with work? Anything new, exciting? Any projects completed? Anything fun?
It's been good. I mean, not really. It's hard to report on stuff just because we have a release cycle. So every 2 weeks we release something new.
Right.
So it's pretty standard. And then,
Wait, so where do you work?
Oh,
Where do you work?
Lauren must
Mark
have missed
is
that
the
show.
best
She didn't do her
web
homework.
developer on the East Coast.
I
Mark
wouldn't
is
say
the
that,
best
Oh.
web developer on the East Coast. He's a web developer,
Damn.
Lauren.
I'm pretty humble, so no, it's humble brag. No,
Wow.
it's hard to say. You can't even say you're humble without sounding not humble. It's like,
Yeah, there's no
Bitch,
winning.
I'm humble. Get loud.
anyway,
I'm humble.
I'm a web developer. I work at a company. We do like market research. So I design software that we use to create surveys and stuff. It's hard to describe in great detail. I also don't know what I can talk about, what I can't sometimes, because we just merged with another company. So
You don't
that
wanna
we're
get you
coming
in
off the
trouble,
back of that.
so-
It's been
You
going
want to
pretty
play it
good.
safe, Mark. You want to play it safe.
I always do.
You know, you never want to put yourself in a bad hand where somebody's like, well, we heard you say this on a live
I don't have any
radio
complaints at all.
station.
It's been going pretty well so far. We're finally getting our development team structure. So we just like originally had one team and now we're in two teams, but we're working together still. So it's more focused. It's been pretty good.
So it's
But
like
it's still
you and your
trial and error.
team are the A team. The other team's the B
Right,
team.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Meeting
We
the
have so
Mad
many-
TV team.
Yeah, we have so many tools. It's tough. We have probably 20 different tools that we have to support. So we split them between the two teams, so it's like 10 each. And then anytime we have a release, we'll like plan out what the features need to be, and that way every 2 weeks we can release. Although the other team will release more often usually than us.
Hey, all this talk about release makes me want to release. Mark, what are you releasing?
Code. I don't know.
Whoa!
Yeah.
He's
Lots of
releasing
code.
code.
I'm dropping code.
Oh,
Loads of code.
This motherfucker's dropping code like a motherfucker.
But yeah, it's been fun. I really like the team I work with, which does help a lot. So it's a good group of people.
Excellent.
Well, we don't want you to be. We don't want you to be. You look a little tired there, Mark. Come on, wake up a little bit. Let's talk about something. Tell me about your day. What was your day like today?
We got a question from the audience.
No way.
Yeah.
You got a question?
This question is for Matt.
What?
When going out to eat, what are some red flags I should look out for as a
Good
chef?
question. I like that one.
Well, I'll give you some red flags right now. The first thing is never look at the menu. If you look at the menu, the first thing is when you look at the menu is you want to look for something that you would make yourself and how you would make it. Okay, so when I go to a restaurant, I look for something that I cook or something that I like to make or something that I enjoy eating, something that I can relate myself with when I'm eating it and I can experience it the way that they describe it on the menu. And if you can't do that, if you can't get that dish and you can't eat it or feel it or even want to be a part of it, then it's a no-go. Okay? I go out to eat probably once every 6 months. I cook myself. And there's a reason for that. It's because I feel like when you go out to eat, you're getting ripped off. You're getting ripped
Oh, for
off.
sure.
All right.
Are
But
you
Yeah.
kidding
so
me?
what are some red flags though? Like if someone does go out to eat, is it the
Like I
silverware?
said,
Is it the
when you go out to eat, you want to order something that you like to cook. Something that
Okay,
you
but
like to
like
eat.
if you don't cook,
Right.
yeah?
like what if you don't cook?
That's
I
a
think-
great point.
Are the red flags like a bad
Yeah,
health
something you should
concern?
look out
Red
for.
flags?
Like
Is
if
that what you're
they're-
talking about?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
silverware's dirty, or they have 16,000 different kinds
Okay,
of fish. I don't know,
so
like,
there's
stuff to look out for.
the first red flag. Before you even order anything off the menu, you need to walk in the bathroom. Walk in the bathroom, and if the bathroom is clean, you sit down and you order.
Not in the bathroom, but
No, not you don't order in the
Good point,
bathroom,
Mark.
but
Good point.
before you order, hey, you go to a restaurant and the bathroom's clean, motherfucker, I'm sitting down and I know the kitchen's clean. And I know that what they're doing's right, you know? I know that
Right.
somebody's got a good head in their shoulders. They're taking care of this place, and this is where I want to be, you know? The second thing is, a chef told me about 4 years ago, he said, yeah, I have no problem walking into the kitchen and acting like I'm lost. And I look around and I see if that's something that I want to be a part of, something that I want to put my money into. So if you ever feel like you actually want to spend that $190, $200, or maybe even it's $80. $80 is a lot of money when you go out to eat, but still, if you go out to eat and you're going to drink and you're going to fucking spoil yourself, you're going to spend $80, right?
Treat yourself.
No,
Treat
I
your-
spend like 15.
Like the 2 for $20 at Chili's.
Absolutely. And then anyone I can scam free drinks off of.
Whoa.
I wish I could do that.
You would scam them off of me, that's for sure. I'd buy you all the
Wow,
drinks.
no, you wouldn't. I mean, as your sister, you would. As a nice gesture of a family member, I guess.
Lauren, you're fucking funny. All right, Brian.
I'm
So,
an easy mark, so
red flags. Hey, easy mark. No pun intended, right?
hey.
How you doing?
I realized what I was saying halfway through, but I was like, easy. What do you go from easy? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's a rapper's name, like every rapper's name. Easy E, Easy Mark, Easy A, Easy. Let's go through the entire alphabet. We got it.
Easy Z. I'll like skip right to the end. It works.
Thanks for saving us the entire alphabet, Mark.
No worries.
Appreciate it. All right.
Oh my gosh, birds. I hear birds. Who has birds?
I have my door open.
Yeah.
She's in camp. So the birds are chirping after a tornado?
Yeah, okay, so this morning, fucking raining, freezing, all my winter shit's packed up because it's the middle of May. Why would I need it? So I wore like
Right.
4 sweatshirts, leggings, and jeans to take my dog for a walk. Go to work, storms, locked in a freezer, don't actually get to see if it's like tornadoing. And then I come out and it's just like sunny, it's like nice weather. And yeah, so now here we are with the birds.
Fucking shunny sunny. Birds. I love it. Hey, so
Yep.
oh
All
my
right,
gosh.
so
Hey, what is that mannequin in the corner of your in the corner of your room there?
Oh, that's Crystal. I used to work at the Gap, and so then when it shut down, they were literally just selling everything. So I was like, "Can I take this for like $5?" And
You guys are
yeah,
getting close,
you know.
huh?
She's got the hips.
yeah,
She's
roomies.
got the hips.
Those hips don't lie.
No, I wanted that one specifically because she has like a little bit rounder of a stomach, so it's like more realistic. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And she still has the A-cup tits.
Oh yeah, yep, extremely realistic.
Yeah, so what's her name again?
Crystal.
Crystal. All
It's my
right.
ex's name, so.
Is it?
Mm.
We all have an
Oh.
ex. My ex's
Oh,
name is
yeah.
Megan. Ugh.
All
Brian,
right.
what's your ex's name?
None.
In the past.
I have a question for
Lauren,
everybody.
what's your ex's name?
Pass.
If you were
You guys are nuts.
all right, so if you were a dictator, what irrational rule would you impose? Anybody?
If I
I don't
what?
poop. I don't peer
you were
poop. I
you
want
were
that
a
one.
dictator. What irrational rule? Like, what crazy rule would you enforce if you were a dictator?
I would want sharks in like as many places as possible. Like home pets, grocery stores, bars. Like I just want sharks everywhere.
You guys talked before, didn't you? Because she sees Brian's fucking background.
What?
Baby
Oh,
shark,
no.
shark, shark, shark,
My
shark,
background is a
baby
huge
shark.
No, I did see that, but yeah, no. I enjoy sharks.
All right,
Have you
excellent.
thought about this a lot, or
Yeah, no, she had that ready to go. So I
I
think
just think
like
about things I like, and I would just like sharks to be everywhere, and maybe I wouldn't be like mean to people. Probably still would be.
maybe slightly less.
So you're a shark.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I was a dictator, this is what I'd say. Ladies and gentlemen of my country, I'm pleased to announce that from here on out, all people who want to willingly be a part of society and people who are willingly want to be a part and help other people's lives, I now want you to do that. And if you don't, there will be consequential frustrations. Dun dun dun. Not good. That didn't work.
Wait,
It was
what are
like-
the frustrations?
It was like a real answer.
Oh,
it was
God.
too real? I think
Yeah.
that was the problem. Yeah.
'Cause mine
Like I was
like a
gonna say,
musical
if anybody spit
question,
gum on the sidewalk and I
he's
found
like,
out, I'd make
I'd
them work.
impose new tax laws and curfew at night. Sharks.
Dude, you sound
That's
just
the
like
answer.
JFK.
Yeah. So
Baby
I would
shark,
say there's
shark,
too
shark,
much power,
shark.
and we're gonna have an election and do a democratic government.
all right.
Oh my gosh, what
No,
about
I'm
the
just kidding.
All right,
socialist shit?
Sam Carly, sit down. You're ahead of your
Let's
time.
move on. No, I would really say that if anybody spit gum out on the street, I would take their shoes and make them wear shoes made out of gum.
Shoes
Good.
out of gum. That'd be horrendous. That's like a
Shoes
nightmare.
out of bubble gum.
I would never ever. I would
You can
probably not
never
even
stop
chew
stepping
gum
in it. It's
to
just
not risk
forever.
it. Because that's a horrible fate.
Horrible.
All right. I didn't really have any rules, even though that was my question.
Did we already do the question? What is the worst drink you can think of?
No.
Because I always have one
Oh
ready
my
to
god,
go.
I've made so many nasty frappuccinos at Starbucks.
All right.
I always have
Let's
one ready
hear
to
about
go.
it.
All right, Mark. Let's hear you ready to go. One.
So my nasty one is orange juice with like menthol, like the peppermint schnapps.
Oh wow.
It's like brushing your teeth.
Well, yeah, but also like with the weird pulp or no pulp. That's a good question.
Either way, whatever makes you less comfortable with it,
Oh,
this is
no
what
pulp.
you go with.
I love
'Cause-
pulp. All right. Law, give us your nasty
Yeah?
drinks that you
Okay,
have crafted.
so frappuccinos, right?
Yeah.
We took a bag of Doritos and put that in there with milk, I think vanilla bean powder, maybe caramel, and like one other thing, and just like blended it up. And I don't even like it tastes like a trash can. I don't know. It just like, and then we also put Chinese food into it. So it was like soy sauce, crab rangoons, and some rice.
No. Who did
I think-
people drank it?
No, well, I mean, like we put chicken nuggets in it one time with like honey barbecue sauce, and
Oh,
people, someone asked if this was like a new seasonal drink and if we were gonna have it for a while, and I thought they were joking and they were being like dead ass serious, so I just didn't tell them it was chicken nuggets.
Oh my god.
hey, if you don't know, I always think back to that shot you did, Brian, of whipped cream and Tabasco sauce.
Oh. That was a bad idea. That was a bad.
I remember it.
Back in my crazier days. Now I'm settled
Really?
down with my two kids. So old boring man.
Did you say what your drink would be?
No, I don't know if I have one. Let's see if I ever had a really
I must
weird
release my cat.
weird drink. Oh, everybody's leaving us.
No, I'm here still.
Okay,
I'll
good.
still be here.
Thank you.
We can hang out.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I
Thanks for being on the show.
Oh.
It would have to be I just keep thinking about Mark's and then Chinese food, and it's just you guys have topped it. I feel like whatever I say is not going to beat that.
Um, um,
Let's see. I
have you
like
tried
Good
like
stuff.
chlorine and apple juice?
would that be
It
deadly?
just sounds dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be like burn.
Like, I mean, if you don't like drink too much of it, it's probably fine.
We're not any listeners. We're not condoning this. Please do not try it. This is not actual
Yeah,
advice,
no.
medical advice, but you know. So, all right. If you could choose a fictional monster to let loose in the world, which one would you pick and why?
The Indian in the cupboard.
Plastic. Plastic. You think he's a monster?
The Indian in the cupboard?
Yeah.
I do, yeah. It fucked with me when I was a kid.
I thought that was a phenomenal movie. I
I
might have
hated
to rewatch it.
Ursula. That was like what fucked with me when I was a kid.
From The Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she was scary. Scary.
That and Roger
Tentacle.
Rabbit when he gets run over by the steamroller.
Oh, I think
Oh,
it's more when he
I
gets in
wow.
didn't like
the
that part
liquid.
either.
That liquid was stuff of nightmares.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? One of the
So did you
greatest
say a
movies
villain? It
alive.
has to be a villain?
Just a fictional monster,
A fictional
which
monster.
would let
Okay.
loose in the world.
Like, what about Appa, the thing from Avatar, The Last Airbender, whatever it is? Is it Appa? I forget.
Oh, is he?
The one you
He's
ride
so cool
around
though.
on.
He's so cool.
I'd ride him around. He's like,
Yeah.
he's so easy to get places.
Oh, The Last Airbender. That was a good series for cartoon. Phenomenal
sure, yeah.
series.
Targeted at kids, it's very good.
Yeah.
For even adults.
I enjoyed it. The Fire Nation.
Oh, do you guys watch Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Did you see it starting up again in November?
Is it? I knew they signed up
Yeah.
for a new. I knew they got
They had
signed
100
on,
episodes.
but they have a what?
Mhm.
They were signed up for 100 episodes or something like that.
Yeah. So I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. But it is such a phenomenal show. Actually, a friend of mine I know just got a Mr. Meeseeks tattoo. It's actually
Oh,
pretty
really?
cool.
I was gonna
Yeah.
get one.
Oh,
What'd he get? Or
Uh,
she, him, her, it?
he got it on his thigh, just like the face.
Oh, yeah.
Existence is
Aw.
pain.
He, she, him, her, it.
I don't
Um,
want to discriminate. I don't know what the friend is.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Maybe you can get super drunk one night and stick poke yourself with one.
I wanted it on my rib cage, and so I don't think I could do that sober. Definitely not drunk.
Yeah, all right, good call. Probably just go to
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah, maybe an actual tattoo artist. I have a stick and poke on my knee that I gave to myself while blackout drunk for everyone who doesn't know that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Fun
Yeah.
little inside joke. Also, I got my stepson to sing Pickle Rick. They did like an auto tune version, and we would sing it, and we'd just play it for hours, and it was the greatest thing. I'm Pickle Rick, Morty. I'm Pickle Rick.
Oh, like an EDM version?
Yeah.
Or what's it called?
Turn myself
yeah.
into a pickle.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's on Spotify. No, SoundCloud. I don't know. I've heard it either way.
It's wonderful, and he would sing it at 3 years old. And then I let him watch the episode, and then I stopped nearly immediately because I forgot what it was like because it's been a while since we watched it. And then I was like, oh, we gotta turn this off. This is so bad. He's like slicing rats up and inputting his brain, and yeah. So
I mean,
but
when
phenomenal
I was
show.
little, my mom made me watch MTV, which I feel like is probably worse. At least it's like a
Some of those music
cartoon.
videos could be weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those Tool ones are like wicked weird. Speaking of Tool.
Ooh, schism.
They were just in Kansas City.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you go see
Just
them?
fun fact.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
one of my friends did.
Oh, yeah. I'd go see them
He
if they
said
were
they
around
were
here.
really great.
Yeah.
Some
I
people
haven't
are
gone to a
like
concert in a really long time.
super into Tool. Speaking of concerts, Mark, last week we discussed the plausibility of VR concerts, and you
Yeah.
being a VR owner, how do you feel about that?
I think it's plausible. I think I caught that conversation, and it sounded like what you guys are talking about made sense. I think they've used it for, like, I want to say wrestling has done it, where you can buy like a virtual ticket and just log into a seat. But if you could just put cameras around the place, I don't see why not. I feel like it with music, it might until audio is better. It might not be the best experience for that, but for things like I know they do like rally racing and stuff where you can sit in the front seat like you're the driver,
Oh,
and
that's super
that works
cool.
pretty well. Like there's stuff like that, it works pretty well.
Oh man, I gotta
So
get
I don't see why
VR.
not eventually, but I feel like the audio might be a little for anybody who is going to a concert and is into quality of sound might not be. There's a lot of audio files.
That's a
Look,
good
like,
point that
so-
we didn't bring up.
One thought that I had about this was, what if there was like if you signed up for if you bought a ticket for a virtual reality concert, right? What are the odds of the actual band doing a Q&A after with the virtual audience?
I don't know. I don't see why not. It kind of like, unfortunately, with music rights, it's kind of limiting a lot of shit. I feel there used to be a website called Turntable FM. I don't know if you remember that, Brian. Did you ever use that?
We had so much fun. You could DJ
Yeah.
your own room, and people would go.
And real artists would go on there too. I feel like
It was so
that
much
could
fun.
be cool. Like I could see like EDM artists and stuff doing virtual concerts as well.
I'd go
But
to that.
it's like that might be more where it is rather than people going to a concert, unless like you said you didn't have a way to access it, you were in another country, you were limited somehow. Otherwise, like I've heard they're using
Sleep with
church
kids
for that too.
upstairs, but I want to go see.
Like people are going to church in VR now.
Oh wow!
So
Yeah, I mean whatever works. Yeah.
One thing that I want to bring up is what is it called when you the 5 something to when you want to meet somebody and there's always like 5 tiers of people between you and that person.
7
what is that
degrees
called?
of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a movie with what's her name?
Sorry, I got something in my eye.
The blonde girl, whatever. So if we wanted to actually meet somebody, the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, we could do it.
In theory, yes.
So if we wanted Jewel on our show,
Yep.
like one of my favorite musicians, I love Jewel. She's beautiful. She's wonderful. She's from Alaska. She's a hardcore bitch. She played for bikers and all those things. And, like, what would it take for us to have Jewel on our show?
She's my cousin's sister's former roommate.
Yeah.
Really?
No, it was Spaceballs. It didn't do the full line. I forget what it is.
But so one of our listeners would have to get to us, and then they have a friend who's cousins with Jewel, and then they would...
Jewel, we want you on here. I want to talk to you. I want to be your biggest fangirl ever.
All right.
I think I was listening to a Jewel song today in the car, actually.
Mark, it happens. It happens.
Just on the radio.
I don't
change
I'm just
it.
saying, don't change it. Not when Jewel's on.
Is she the... These hands are all I know. That's her, right?
Oh, yeah. That's Jewel, all right.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because I got one hand in my pocket, and the other one is lighting
That's
up
Alanis
cigarette.
Morissette.
That's Alanis Morissette, so Jewel's definitely not coming on the show.
Alanis. Whatever.
So,
I had Jagged Little Pill on cassette tape, all right? So,
all right.
Don't test me.
You just aged yourself. Cassette. I think my cassette was Soundgarden, Truly Madly Deeply.
That's Savage Garden, actually.
So, what did I say?
Savage. You said Soundgarden.
Savage Garden.
Who is Soundgarden? I've never heard of them.
I think there's someone too, but...
There is an audiophile, Soundgarden. They broke off or something. I don't remember.
But Savage Garden, Truly Madly Deeply. I want to stand with you on a mountain.
Or are you thinking of Soundgarden? I don't even know.
I want to be.
Yeah,
that's Savage Garden, Truly Madly Deeply.
Yeah. I feel
So
like
maybe we
in
should
my
have
head, that's what I
Savage Garden and Jewel on the same episode.
Yeah, well, we don't want to break the internet, so we'll probably calm it down. So we like to
get
talk
copyrighted claim dropping all these
I know.
classic
YouTube will let
hits.
us know. Don't worry, their robots are insane.
They're too good. It's like
so-
1 second.
Yeah. I've gotten clipped a couple times.
I'm gonna break myself up about living bleep on a bleep something about church. I don't want them to claim it because if you say those words in concession, it's enough to get it claimed.
Mark, I have no
Don't
idea what you're
claim it,
talking about.
Because I gotta
Exactly.
I gotta
That's
go
good.
in and edit it, and it's not easy. So
Living on the edge.
last week we talked a lot about stress and stress relievers, and not that this is really a self help kind of podcast, but we do like to give our audience members tips or tricks with dealing with things. So earlier
agree.
before the show, Matt wanted to bring up sleep patterns and how that affects you and your overall health and your day to day.
Yeah.
So if anybody
So
has
I
anything
feel
to-
like
okay.
I listened to a podcast about sleep patterns, and it's very, very important you get your 8 hours. So who here is getting their 8 hours of sleep?
Not me.
I am.
I get like 5.
Yeah, I don't usually get 8.
Mhm.
Six and a half guy.
Really? But how does that affect your mentality?
Most
I
days
don't know,
okay.
because I get so high on caffeine.
Whoa.
Yeah, see, I can't do caffeine. I got a caffeine sensitivity. So
I fucking wish.
yeah, no,
I drink a lot of caffeine too.
I had like a soda the other night. I was up till like 2 a.m. and I was like, oh, I can't go to sleep.
I literally had 9 shots of espresso today, and I could take a nap or go to bed for the day.
No, I'm pretty sure I'd be up for 5 days straight. I'd be crazy.
Oh.
Nope.
So
I do
Nope.
not have a caffeine sensitivity. I do not have anything that you guys are talking about. All I'm saying is I'm able to get my 8 hours.
right, but I mean, lifestyle wise,
Well,
I
I'm
can
on
tell
my
for
feet.
myself.
I'm on my feet.
Right, I mean, you're moving and grooving at work,
Yeah.
8-10 hours
And
a
at
day.
home, I just got the garden going. I got all my tomato plants and all those things, the basil and the eggplants, the jalapeno peppers and all those things. And, I wake up in the morning, I go out in the garden, I dig up some turf and, I go in and I sit there and I eat some Cheez-Its, take a nap, watch Trailer Park Boys. Speaking of which, do you have the soundboard ready?
Hold on.
Let me hear a little bubbles.
Oh gosh, bubbles.
Doing?
That wasn't bubbles.
Let's
That
get
was-
it on.
Oh, that bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking more like
You gotta get down to the liquor store.
So I totally
Oh.
forgot to show you this earlier, guys, but I bought the Game of Thrones Oreos. Dun, dun,
What?
dun, 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 dun.
Dun-dun-dun.
Oh,
Do you guys see them
dun-dun-dun.
or just hear them?
I'm hearing them.
I'm just hearing them.
Don't
Oh.
even
Your camera has
worry about
you don't get to see
seeing
the
them.
camera. If you watch it
Do
live,
they like look different?
no, there's the packaging's different.
Oh, okay. You have to watch.
Is it
live.
holographic
Okay.
like the book that Mark showed us?
No, but the throne looks kind of cool with an Oreo in the middle.
Are the Oreos like different colors for the houses, or what's the gimmick?
They do have different shapes on them. So this
Oh,
one's got
okay.
the Night King on it. Let's see what else they got. Night King. This one is the Targaryen dragons.
Whoa.
So they're pretty cool.
Go
I
go
bought two.
Oreos.
One we could eat, and then one I'm gonna save for my children. So
Aw.
All right. Save it for him. What a great dad.
yeah, can't say I'm not. But what factors into sleep patterns? Sorry, I know I totally derailed it. Definitely like lifestyle choices with like 2 kids. They get up. Blazy gets up at like 6 a.m. like clockwork. So I got to be up 6 a.m. But I can't always go to bed at like 10. So it's
Right,
tough.
yeah.
It's like a tough balance you got to find.
You just gotta find it, man. Once you find it, you run with it.
I just feel like I can get so much done from 10 to midnight.
Yeah, I'm not usually awake until the evening. I feel like all day long is just like fucking fog, and then like 10 a.m.
I
hits
feel
and
that.
I'm ready to like.
Yeah, I
Ready
do my
to
best
rage?
work at like 4.
Mhm.
You're like, I'm about to go home. Get everything done.
Right, right.
Well, that's you guys. I mean, essentially what it comes down to is commitment and
True.
knowing what you have to get done and knowing what you got to do. It's for me, I'm a cigarette smoker. I'm a toker. Just like what's that Steve Miller Band song? I'm the Joker, baby. I'm the fucking Joker. And it's some people call me the space cowboy. Some call me the gangster of love.
That the robots are gonna get us.
Oh, robots. Robots. But anyways, all you need to do is when you wake up in the morning, what is your first priority? Right? So my priority is getting the triple S's done, the shit shave and whatever. Shit shave and shower. That's as you can tell, I have a beautifully groomed beard that I do every. Huh?
Shave first. I don't know.
You shave first?
It depends. Sometimes
how strong is your coffee? Dude, my coffee, I French press my coffee. My coffee is so strong, it's like an instant, I don't even know what to explain. It's like, I take 2 sips. It's like drinking Taiwanese coffee. It's mud. I drink mud, right?
Coffee doesn't do that to me, but I don't know. Packing like a bowl does it for some reason.
Oh, right. So
of like Captain Crunch or
yes, of Crunch. Captain Crunch. Packing my bowl full of Captain Crunch.
Yeah. The old Fruit Loops. Amen to flowers.
But it triggers like me having to poop for some reason. I don't know. It's just part of my routine, I guess.
How long do you sit in the toilet?
Wow, that's a pretty.
I like Metamucil a lot. Like I swear by that stuff. So, not very long.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on there for like a good 20 minutes, reading the High Times from like 2013.
My legs haven't fallen asleep in like 10 years.
Wow.
When do you get your Redditing done? Because that's where I get my best Redditing work done.
I just don't Reddit on there anymore. I like audiobook while I do my morning routine usually. So.
Audiobook? What are you into nowadays?
I just finished like Warbreaker, but that's Brandon Sanderson.
Is that a Joe Rogan recommendation or?
No, I don't think so. Probably not. No.
Have you guys listened to the Joe Rogan podcast?
I do listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
I like it most of the time. I don't watch a lot of the fight ones. I'm not too interested in those, but like comedians and stuff like that, I like.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. I think that Joe Rogan is one of the top names on the podcast market nowadays. But I feel like he kind of fell off a little bit, and in ways that he's not very. His communication is lost.
With I cherry pick my episodes with him. Depending on who his guest is or what the topic of conversation is. I definitely don't listen to every episode like I did before.
For sure, yeah.
I think that he's a genius. I think he's smart. He's from Boston, which is pretty amazing, and he has that Boston mentality. And he brought it out to Los Angeles, and he's doing his thing. He's got his buddies, he's got his clique. He's a comedian. He's really proud of what he does, but at the same time, he's not going to have Bill Burr on his episodes every time. I think Bill Burr is a comedic genius.
Bill Burr.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? He's fucking phenomenal. He's an antique. He's an antique comedian. He brings out what you don't expect to hear.
And he's from Boston, and he reps it all the time, and I love that about him.
And that's what's beautiful about New England, dude. It's like, you know what? People from here are always going to fucking be from here, no matter where they go. No matter if you go to Kansas, Lauren. So, Kansas. So tell us, have you ever gone to see any shows in Kansas? What's going on? Like, you guys getting Mumford and Sons out there or what?
No, I just saw the 1985. That's kind of like a poppy band.
Are they Korean?
No, they're British.
Oh, so it's like the New Age Beatles.
Sort of, yeah. It was like me and a lot of 12-year-old girls, so it was pretty cool.
Very Orwellian.
Screamed louder, you or them?
Name.
What?
Sorry.
Oh no, I just said who screamed louder.
Yeah.
You were the little
Oh,
girl.
definitely me.
Oh,
I fucking fought my way like 5 people away from them. It was super cool.
Yes. Yes.
All the people in there. I can't see. No,
the 1980.
If they really were 12, I feel like you'd be taller than like you just.
How have I never heard of them?
Probably because you're not like girl in your like mid-20s, teens area.
Well, I'm 29.
I like
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm doing all right.
they're definitely like a girly gay boy band. I don't know any straight
Really?
males who are super
What's
into
the
them.
purpose of the 1985 name? Because it's almost very Orwellian.
Did I say 85? It's 75.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was
Wow.
thinking Bowling
Wow.
for Soup.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Have you
like
guys-
1984?
I thought
Like,
it was Bowling for Soup as well, and I was like, oh wait, that's the song, not the band.
Exactly.
Bowling for Soup.
You guys know what
My
we're talking
bad.
about?
I'm so out of touch with bands now.
You don't know Bowling for Soup? Brian,
No,
what was
I
that
do.
hit song? What was that hit song by Bowling for Soup?
1985.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That
you
is the
know?
song. That's where 1985 came from. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just
Wall, never had it all.
very confused.
Brian, you don't want the robots to get you. Be
I know.
careful.
That was my line. That was my
The
snippet.
robots.
I could have sang anything in a sweet little tune like that.
Oh, Googling 1975 doesn't really come up with much. I gotta probably expand on this search a bit.
It comes up with a lot, just
It's
not the
fine.
band at
Yeah,
all.
just a lot. Not about a lot of.
It says
music.
naked bitches in the National Geographic magazine.
That was oddly specific.
Yeah, it happened. I was in it was Catholic school, and I was
I
strolling through
remember
the
in elementary
library.
school that was like National Geographics for like a gold mine.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, the old orangutan titties.
I wouldn't describe them that way.
They were great. They were wonderful. They got me through my day when I was 15 years old. But anyways, so either way, if you guys were to be in a different culture, what culture would that be?
I don't know. I've kind of thought about it, and I'm like, honestly, I'm pretty comfortable where I am. Like, I'm like, Australia's nice, but then you look at like the rate they pay for internet and everything else, and you're like, I don't ever want to live in
Can
Australia.
you see the size of those spiders?
That too.
Get out of here.
Huge
But-
spiders.
Big as
I
my
feel like-
hand.
For where we are, we're like very fortunate to live in the United States and in the time that we were in. But honestly, I don't know. Yeah,
I'd go Japanese.
Would you?
Japan's a pretty cool
Karaoke
culture.
bars out the ass.
Yo.
I'd be hitting up karaoke bars and
Well,
taking
do you know what?
taking the train everywhere.
You know what karaoke stands for?
No.
Empty orchestra in Japanese. That's what
Wow.
it's. Karaoke.
That's kind of frightening.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of beautiful. Also, you wouldn't be able to wear shoes in your house.
Mm.
You'd have to wear those weird little wooden sandals.
It's all right.
I like.
Do you know what?
traditional
Do you know what the
beautiful
shoes
places.
nowadays are doing to people's feet?
There.
Have you ever seen the wide bottom heels, like the new Nikes and stuff?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the new shoes are actually causing people to go flat-footed, meaning they're going to have more problems with their feet.
Yeah.
So,
Also,
so the more natural, the more barefooted you are, the more essentially the better health that your body's going to be in. So the less you wear sneakers, the better off you are.
I usually walk around barefoot anyway.
also we're
Same.
evolutionarily eliminating our pinky toe by wearing shoes because that's mainly for
But that thing
balance.
can go. Get it out of here.
Yeah. So I think generations from now.
I think it'd be
not
weird
have
to
pinky
look at
toe.
a foot without a pinky toe, though, wouldn't it?
It's only weird because you have 5 fingers. If you got rid of the pinky, you wouldn't even think about it.
Right.
My pinky does a lot of things, though, especially when I'm playing guitar or when I'm cooking. It does a lot of things.
You're one of the few people that uses the pinky, other than I don't even say it. It's a kid
My-
show.
My pinky's very important. I don't know about my pinky toe. It just kind of, my pinky toe just kind of sits there. Hey, man, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Guess what's going in the stink?
Right. Thank you.
Some
I thought
girls
about
prefer the
censoring
thumb,
myself afterwards.
but it is what it is. Amen.
I'm gonna have to do so much editing on this episode. It's gonna be like 16
Or
minutes
just go
long.
raw with it, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lauren.
I feel like in a practical sense, the thumb is more accessible.
Hey, have you guys ever thought about having a pet bird?
Yeah, but they live so long. It's like if the bird was an asshole or we didn't get along, it's like 25 years. Also, you can have
That's
Or
a
you
Teflon
could
serious
just,
paint.
like, just open your window and let it go.
Wow.
survive in the
Wow.
wild.
Into the wild. And if it loves you, it'll come back, right, Lauren?
Hopefully it has a
No,
fear of
nothing will-
cats.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is deep. What is your guys' favorite beer?
I don't know, but I bought this because it says
Warbeard.
Warbeard. Yeah, it's Irish red ale. I thought it was funny.
It's a good
because I have
choice.
weird
I mean,
red
it's got a,
hair.
it's got a strong
Irish.
name. Actually, I'm gonna go grab a beer right now. Me and my
Grab it,
dad
Mark.
and my brother made IPAs a
Mine's
couple
gonna be
months
Dale's
ago.
Pale Ale.
What, you didn't
Dale's
even
Pale
offer me one, Mark?
or me.
I have one for you. I'll give
I'm
you.
sitting here drinking vodka when there's beer on the table.
When we make our steak tips, I'll bring some by. Or burnt ends, rather. Sorry.
Burnt ends.
Burnt
Okay,
ends.
Mark, you got yourself a deal, buddy.
That's
You
a
got
good
yourself
deal.
a deal. Burnt ends
Wait.
coming soon.
Does his brother make beer? Is that what he just said?
Him and his dad and his brother made beer, yeah.
Yeah, we bought him a kit for Father's Day. It's pretty neat. You can just buy a whole package, and it has everything you need with the instructions. And then some of the craft shops near us do exchanges,
Hi,
so you
kitty.
can bring yours and swap them. Oh yeah, sorry. This is Min.
Hi, man. Hey, so I'm an award-winning beer brewer. Did I tell you that?
Mm-mm.
I won first,
I need
second,
my
and
seat.
I won first, second, and third in the Ocean State Homebrew Competition. And
Dang.
my beer company's name is Sibling Cat Craft Brew Company, and it was my sister and I, and we would brew some of the best beer that this state has ever tasted.
Do you have like a medal or anything?
I
you
do.
know,
I do.
He does.
I'll get it. Let me get it for you. Hold on, Mark. You sit down. Let me go get my medal. Hold on. I can use my chair's electronic. I just got to pull the button.
Rub your
Hold on.
belly.
Oh, rub that cat's belly. Does that cat have a little mustache? Does it have
She
a
does.
little?
It's a
Let me
little
see
goatee.
Let me see the little milk mustache. Let me
I don't
see
know
it.
if she'll show it sometimes.
Oh, look at that!
There you
Hi. What a pretty little kitty. Look at those green eyes. Meow.
Matt, go get your board.
Sorry, I was
'Cause we're
distracted
gonna
by
be-
the kitty.
We're going to be
Go
signing
ahead.
off in a minute.
Cats are amazing. I love kitties.
Do you have any animals, Lauren?
Yeah, I've got a dog. Hold on.
I've
Hey,
distracted
Oliver.
her with the golf ball.
Hey, Doge. Hey.
Success.
Hey, little man. Can you see him?
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's so cute.
Yep, this is my little man.
Oh, he's a lover.
Oh, he really is. I woke up and he was just laying on me.
Awesome. How do him and Crystal get along?
Honestly, I don't think he knows that she exists. I don't think he's ever actually acknowledged her.
That's good. It's probably for the best.
Yeah, I would say so.
I forgot who Crystal was for a second.
That this is Crystal.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I brought it.
Oh my
Hold on.
god, I was thinking just like a little trophy like this big. I didn't think you had a fucking
It's like one of those big
blackboard.
checks.
So I won first, second, and third in the Ocean State Homebrew Competition. I almost took the entire Raptor. That's my label right there. That's the Sibling Craft Brewery label.
Is it because you had different ones that you put in, or were they different?
Yeah, no, I
competitions?
submitted 8 beers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But as you can tell, this bottom part here, these are all beer labels that I took and I created an image. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually a pig.
Yeah.
Inside
I see the magic hat.
see
Good
this?
choice there
Okay,
in the
so
center. Yes.
The number 9 is the center. Here's the tail. Do you see the tail?
Yes.
Here's the head, and here's the snout.
Okay, yeah. It's a little hard to
So-
see with the glare, but I got it.
Well,
Yeah, there's a pretty bad glare.
sorry. I'm not
Yeah,
perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I was an award-winning beer brewer, and
Yeah.
that's just to kind of tell it. And so
Those are
this-
nice labels.
Aren't they great?
Mm.
Look at that thing. I mean, geez Louise. This actually lights up. If I plug it in, it lights up. It's an illuminated painting. So if I plug it in,
That is
yeah, it's mind-blowing,
that
right?
is so much fancier than I thought. I was just expecting like a piece of paper, like metal or something, and then you
Right,
whip this thing out.
I'm a crafty stoner, you know?
I can
It
see
happens. It happens. Sometimes you just get like a little too involved in something and you get a little too carried away and you're just like, well, I'm just going to go with it and see where my imagination takes me and get it done, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the imagination is a beautiful thing. It really can take you anywhere you want to go. You'll be able to express yourself in the way that you really want to project yourself to other people. And the imagination is so clutch when it comes to just like being an important part of mankind.
All right, so
Let's talk
that's
about
a good
goals.
final thought. Our goal is we're going to be wrapping up the show.
Oh
So we're going
man,
to be
Brian,
doing
what a
our
buzzkill.
yeah, we're going to be doing our sign offs. Mark, do you have anything to say before we leave?
Not in particular. I'm just gonna be hanging out and watching the whatever the next week's Game of Thrones thing is.
Or like a whole behind the
They're
scenes
supposed to
thing?
do a behind the scenes thing, yeah. So hopefully that's pretty good. Also, I feel bad for Tormund. No lines. That's all.
I know. Although my bot made it. My bot made it over 100,000 karma.
I
That was my
know.
goal.
I was like, oh, Brian's gonna get some new lines, and then
I know. He just was there looking so stoic.
I know I whipped out my phone to like relay anything, and I'm like, well, that was a waste.
Lauren, would you like to say anything before we sign off?
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, thanks and
Cheers.
welcome to the show. Matt?
Of course I want to say something. You don't think that I don't want to say anything? The first thing I'm going to say is this. If we don't have a raw bar after this, I'm going to be frustrated and pissed off. Raw bar episode right after this. Going to you live from YouTube. Do you guys agree?
I thought you meant an actual raw bar.
No. You can stream it if you want.
Come on, Bri. Why are you going to deny me of this? All I want to do is talk shit and have fun.
You can do that by yourself.
Oh, well, that's kind of shameful. All right, well, I guess I will. All right, well, to close this episode, I'd like to thank all my fellow friends in Ireland. I'd like to thank all my fellow friends in California and Wisconsin and all the people who are truly and really a part of this fundamental grouping of people that want to highlight each and every Excaliburment moment of your life. Excaliburment? Is that even a word? No, I just made it. Yeah, that's right. And now you know what that word is all about. Excaliburment. To Excalibur. What does it mean to Excalibur? Mark, Lauren, Brian, what are your thoughts?
Can I use it as excalibatory?
Exactly. Yes, you can use it in any way you want. Something excalibatory, Mark. What is excalibatory? We're creating new words.
When a watery tart hands you a sword and you become king of England. That was Monty Python.
That is excalibatory. That is an excalibatory moment. That is wonderful. And you know what? And that's what we want to bring to our guests. That's what we want to bring to our listeners. We want to bring new things. We want to highlight each and every certain point of our lives that really projects the vision and the true guidelines of living a happy life. And that's all that I want to bring to everybody. And even though I'm getting cut short, thank you, brother, I still want to let everybody know that I'm very, very grateful for you listening. And we are very happy for you to be a part of this. And cut.
All right. Well, I get my turn too. So I just want to thank everybody for listening to the Sibs Cast Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the interactive podcast where you can call, text, or email in. And we love for you to be a part of the show. It really helps energize us and make us a better show. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you later.